I was one of those really dorky students that always did their homework. In fact, in high school and in middle school and elementary school, maybe not elementary school because you're like 6 and who wants to do math homework when they're 6? I always did my homework. I read the books, I wrote the essays. I didn't really have much of a social life. In college as well, I loved voice and speech class so much. We had this thing called the International Phonetic Alphabet, and I learned it so well that I could transcribe little notes that my roommates had left to one another. Whole notepads of them, and there's people over there. It's amazing. My favorite subject, the International Phonetic Alphabet, is phonetic. So when you say the alphabet, or anything really, you are essentially saying the phonetic alphabet. They're symbols. It's like learning hieroglyphics, in fact, because each symbol represents a sound in English, or in any language, actually, come to think of it. So no, you can't really say the International Phonetic Alphabet. I went to a 2-year conservatory training program at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York City, New York. In conservatory, we have mostly hands-on training experience, dance, music, voice and speech, Shakespeare, acting, theater history, that sort of thing. It's all very, very specific to our choice of pursuit. In this case, it's an acting school, so. The American Academy is actually the oldest acting school in the entire country. We celebrated the 125th anniversary this year, 2010, technically, but 2010, 2011. I'm babbling. Next question. In most creative disciplines, the degree really doesn't mean a lot. What I've found, it mostly the technique that I've learned at the school and have applied to either my auditioning or my work ethic, what I come up with, on set or on stage. That has more weight than what it says on the resume, graduate 2009 sort of thing. It's more about who you are as a person and how you work, and if you're right for the part. There are lots of really talented actors that never went to acting school, and then there are lots of actors who are out of work but have MFAs from Yale or Juilliard, and well, yeah, in fact. So it's done everything, and yet it's done nothing, because I've learned all the technique that that you can from the course, and just try to apply it to life and apply it to the jobs that you get, and hopefully from there that gives you more work ahead. I hope in 5 years that I am earning my living doing what I love to do, and that might change in 5 years, or it might stay exactly the same. I might be in biology school. I doubt it, but I hope to be working on interesting projects with interesting people, and having a grand old time while doing it. At the age of 22, I can't really safely say how I feel about the idea of a family, given that, 4 years ago I was still living with my family, just about to go to college. So I haven't really given it much thought. It's mostly been about the career at this point. New media is a fascinating thing because it allows us to create anytime, anywhere, with anyone, which I think is wonderful. We had a film here at the festival that was shot entirely on iPhones. At the same time, I think it makes, there's so much to kind of filter through to get to the true art, that there's a lot of just random stuff on the internet. That's not to say that I don't enjoy the funny cat video every so often as well. But in terms of filmmaking, in terms of creativity, you can just, if you're inspired by something, you can follow that and just, take out your phone or your little mini DV camera, or, just choreograph something to your iPod that you happen to be listening to. So in that, it's very exciting. Yeah, we made Electric Man on what is essentially a still camera that it's no bigger than about this. And it's beautiful imagery, it's HD perfection. And we could not have made the film if we didn't have affordable tech. You know, things are so cheap, really, that makes high quality images that you can go out and make your movie on a very, very low budget. Ours was under $50,000. So, you know, it's, as I said, it's very exciting to see what people are coming up with every day. I'm more of a theater-based actress, actually. So it's not really my main focus in terms of filmmaking, of being behind the camera. I am really enjoying being in front of the camera. But that being said, I'm still learning and I'm still experimenting. So the idea of producing or writing or directing is very intriguing. But in terms of media, I'm very heavily focused on the stage. And in fact, that's what I've been doing since graduating from a theater school. Electric Man is one of 3 projects that I've had that has actually been on camera, and I've done about 12 projects, I guess, one every 2 or 3 months since graduating. So the short-term future is very difficult to predict because one never knows what auditions are going to suddenly pop up on the listings, who is going to call being like, hey Jen, there's a script I want you to read. That was random. So an actor, once they finish a project, is back to kind of square one. I just finished a project, so I'm at that square one. There's a little chat here and there about, you know, what we might like to do in the future, but at this point, it's anybody's guess. So just kind of keep my eyes and ears open. And I'll get back to you in 2 weeks. Maybe it's changed, maybe it hasn't. It's all very exciting. I have a personal website, which is jenniferewing.net. I post little bloggy things and photos and news on that. I don't have a personal a public Facebook account as of yet, but maybe I should get one. I don't know. Click like, something. So. I have had the joy of being treated like a star this entire weekend, but I must say that who the real stars are behind the Port Townsend Film Festival are all the staff and volunteers, because without you, none of this would be possible, none of this would be happening, and I wouldn't be having such a great weekend, and it's always been that way, and I think it will always be that way. So keep being awesome, because you are. And if you ever have doubts, just come talk to me and I will put it right, because you're wonderful, wonderful people and we love you very, very much. So thank you, thank you, thank you. In fact, I will thank you at the Oscar acceptance speech. So consider this a trial run. Well, at this point, I'm taking names who wants to be mentioned in my Oscar Academy acceptance speech. I think I'm up to my 10th grade substitute English teacher, my art teacher, Miss Burkett, my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, my nephews and nieces, all my teachers at the academy, my friends and family who have taught me how to be a human being before how to learn how to be a different human being. I'm a product of the people and the experiences that I've met and that I've been through. So it's all thanks to them, really. And thanks to the writers, I assume, of this magical project that has landed me the Oscar, and to the director, who I assume is going to be wonderful, and all the other actors who I'm assuming are going to be marvelous. So really, it's a shared gift. That's draft 1.5, I think. If you want to learn more about Electric Man, we do have a Facebook page. Click like. There's all sorts of fun things that we're updating all the time, and despite the fact that we've had a premiere at a film festival, we still need support. And friends. We like friends. If you're interested in other projects, web-based things that I've done, you can go to Crazy Sexy Geeks The Series, which is a channel on YouTube. It's an informative reading rainbow for geeks sort of thing. We talk to writers, artists, dignitaries, and inspirations about their work and about the work that's being produced in pop culture at the moment. Keep your eye out for other cool stuff happening with any of those, and maybe I'll see you on stage at some point. That would be nice. So jenniferewing.net if you're interested. Stop by. There might be cookies. Chocolate chip ones even. What have the Romans ever done for us? All right. So, American English. What have the Romans ever done for us? Southern American English. What have the Romans ever done for us? British. What have the Romans ever done for us? Scottish. What have the Romans ever done for us? Irish. What have the Romans ever done for us? French. What have the Romans ever done for us? These are all very general, generic. If you want to get really specific, you can break them down so that you have each dialect per region. We learn a lot of the general American, general British, general, etc., etc. So that is the discretion of the director, really.